Well, that happened. Wow. Okay, so sexy shirtless Hilbert comes on screen and my stream crashes. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Hilbert, what the hell, man? Alright, now I was considering posting this on Twitter and going like, oh hey, let me use the snipping tool and post Hilbert. But wow, I was not expecting him to crash my stream. Hilbert, my boy, wow. Anyway. Also, I like how he's like pinching his hair, except he's not pinching his hair. He just has his hands in the normal position. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm writing the tweet now. Stream back and ads over. Welcome back, Wisp, to life. I don't know if you heard me talking about how sexy Hilbert basically crashed my entire stream, but that's what happened. Anyway, get that. I don't even know. I just assume. I feel like the way Hilbert looks should be considered objectively attractive, right? I'm sitting here going like sexy Hilbert, and it's like realistically, I don't feel that way about Hilbert. However, I feel like I can say it and just be like, yeah, that. I did not hear. I agree. Hot Hilbert. Yo. Isn't it crazy how my original design was using Hilbert as a base? Oh my god. Do I look like that under all the pixels? No. This is a fan creation. It's only if the artist behind this game decided to make a Scilabs. That would be funny. It wouldn't be funny, it'd be fucking awesome. Yes, Wisp. Characters. Also, I got a notification. One whole person has liked my going live tweet. Yo. Dude, how come my viewers just went up and then down for a second? Did they see sexy Hilbert and get intimidated? Like, obviously, anyone's allowed to come and go, and anyone's allowed to lurk and whatnot, but I'm just saying, I saw that number go from 1 to 2 to 1. I see you, person. I see you and your fear that you feel when you see sexy Hilbert. Or maybe you're just feeling overwhelmed. I don't know. I'll understand. Anyway, I'm gonna go to the bathroom for a second. Not for any weird reason having to do with sexy Hilbert. It's more so I have to urinate. I had to urinate before this scene happened, but then I wanted to go on with it. But now that all of this happened, now I'm just gonna go to the bathroom. Hilbert with an eye patch is what the Scilapse actually looks like. I mean, pretty much. I mean, in truth, the entire purpose of my design is it's supposed to be me just in, like, or with extra accessories. That's really it. Anyway, I'll be back in a moment. Excuse me. Anyway, I'm back. Hello. I decided to go eat some food because I have not eaten, since I woke up. And now my belly is full. Oh, secrets. What secrets? You saying that you actually do look like Hilbert has made me decide to no longer talk about Hilbert being hot. Yes, awkwardness. I don't mean this Hilbert. I just meant in a general sense. Like, of all the... When I was deciding on a sprite to use as a base for my persona, I was thinking, like, what protagonist... Or not even what protagonist, just what, Pokemon sprite, because I wanted it to be a sprite. I didn't want anything else. I thought, what protagonist looks the most like me? And it's always been Hilbert. There has never been a protagonist or any NPC that I could really, like, pick through that I'd be like, I look the most like this. Whereas Hilbert had pretty much exactly what I had. I mean, I don't wear, like, the strap type of bag. Usually I have a backpack. And, excuse me. I don't really wear ball caps all that much, but I mean, I used to. Mainly a 9 3/4 hat. But it's like, besides that, really, I could just change his clothing color and boom, it's me. So then I was like, I'm gonna use him as a baseline for model. Because I was also long-haired boy. And his hair obviously sticks out more than, like, Red or Ethan or Brendan. More than Lucas. More than Callum. Basically a thing. Are you now long-haired boy? I wish. It's a conflicting thing. I love seeing myself with long hair. I love the idea of having long hair. But I don't currently. And I don't like when people acknowledge the fact that I don't have long hair currently. Because what I usually do is I'll usually grow out my hair for, like... Well, what I used to do, rather, is grow my hair out for maybe, like, 2-3 years, and then I'd shave it off and start from new. But currently... hold on. Sorry, really bad nose blow there. But currently... Excuse me, actually no, what was I saying? I was talking about how I usually went for like the 2 to 3... I think it was usually 3 years, actually. But in the past, like, 2 or 3-ish years... I think it's the past 2 years. I decided to start just growing my hair out. And then... Excuse me, shave it. Usually around March or April, after spring comes around and it's a little bit later in, so that we have a less likely chance of getting super cold days and snow. And because the summers are just getting hotter and hotter and hotter, I really hate dealing with... Well, even early spring can sometimes get really hot now. But I hate having long hair in the heat, because the heat kills me already. And then having all the greasy hair or the, like, major sweat from it, it just gets me so pissy. So then I just was like, alright, I'll just start shaving it off every time. And also, it takes a lot more work to manage hair, and just takes more time to do things with it, and it's annoying. Canada boy weak to fire type. Yes. I'm weak to anything heat related. I'm weak to fire and I'm weak to water. Is there even a type that's weak to both? Hold on. Or a dual type at least. Like, obviously there's not going to be one single type that's weak to it. Pokemon fire types. But yeah, anyway, so Obviously, I'm a short-haired boy currently, but the way that I always want to be perceived is as a long-haired boy. I've received some art from people before of like Cylaps with short hair, and obviously I'm appreciative of it, and I'm just like, ooh, you know, that's great, thank you, really cool. But also, I hate when I am seen with short hair, so I really want to push the point to people that I want to be perceived with longer hair. Alright, let's see here. I just have to double check my typings, make sure there's not a type I'm unaware of. So fire is strong against grass, ice, bug, and steel. Alright. And water is strong against fire, rock, and ground. So I need a Pokemon that is one of those types, or both those types. No, I guess it wouldn't be super effective. Hold on, how's fire against ground? It's neutral. Okay, so ground type has to be the one, because fire and rock are not very effective. So I either need a ground... Hold on, but if I'm using water, then it can't be a grass type. So I either need an ice ground type, an ice bug type, or no. A ice ground type, a bug ground type, or a steel ground type. So that's not too bad, actually. We could use something like an Aggron. I think. Aggron is steel ground, right? Yeah. Alright, there. We picked a Pokemon. There are a bunch of other combinations I could probably go with, but that was way easier than I thought. I thought I was going to go through a big dance. I kind of long hair person. Hair curly, so it not super long. Steel ground makes sense, I think. Steel, because Shovel Boy. Yeah. Well, the thing is, I always know... a lot of the time, I really like ground-type Pokemon. And whenever it comes to the idea of like, oh, if you were a Pokemon trainer who specializes in a certain type, what type would you be? And it's like, I feel like I connect the most with ground. Not just because I am boy with shovel who likes to dig holes, but also because hydrophobia. And it's like, my choices of things that are afraid of that is like fire and water. Or no, fire and ground. And I guess the other two, I think... Hold on. What types was it again? Oh yeah, rock. Yeah, I didn't connect with rock types all that much. I connect most with ghosts. That makes sense. Or with ghosts. That makes sense. But yeah, for me, so that's why I have like a very strong affinity for things like Sandshrew and all that. Sandshrew, Cubone... Hippopotas, or I never know the name. Hippopotas? I've heard it be said several different ways. I've seen the spelling, I just don't remember pronunciation. And just a bunch of other ground types, and I'm always like, I connect with these guys because we all fear water. But we're not fire types, because, you know, I'm still a normal boy. I'm not a pyromaniac, despite what many people believe. I am a ghost because I am hurt by bugs and poison. I think I could also get hurt by bugs and poison, but, you know, it's a... If that's what connects to you, that's good. No, I get that, though. And when I think of the idea of, like, if my persona was to have, like, a dual type, what would it be? And it's like, there are some okay combinations, but I think fire and ground would be the smartest one, because, of course, what was it? Because that'd be quad weakness to water. And the whole thing with me is, like, I try to really emphasize the point with my whole persona background. I'm just a guy. Like, I have the death mechanic, and that's it. Besides that, I'm just a guy. So, what tools do I have in my arsenal to use as weapons? A shovel and a lantern. There's my ground, and there's my fire. Smash the lantern on somebody, break the glass, set a fire. Psh. Boom. So, I'm a ground fire boy. Though I don't like the idea of having fire type as much. It's a mess. But anyway, now that I've gotten through that tangent, I've spent most of this current stream since the Hilbert crash talking about the food I ate, or the fact that I did things off camera, and then my hair. And then more things. I'm gonna get back to the plot. Although, it's kind of good that I'm not getting back to the plot right away, because we get to stare at sexy Hilbert. And also, you know, then we're not going to speed through the game as fast. Also, sorry for awkwardness. I feel no awkwardness from what has transpired. I have felt no weird feelings from anything that has been said. No worries. Ugh. But if I looked like him... Wow. I'd look like a character from a video game. And then people would be like, you look like that guy from that game. And I'd just be like, damn right. I'm him. Can't sleep. Hilbert's voice calls out from through the walls. You pause for a second to be considered to consider how to answer. I'm going to drink some water. And then I will read the words. Blam, blam, blam. Oh, you know what? I should quickly pull up Twitter and see if any interactions have come out of my sexy Hilbert tweet. I made sure to put a spoiler on the image, just in case somebody playing the game ever finds it. Nothing. Knows things. Should I stay silent? No, there's no reason for that. Oh my god! Can we actually read this? Can we actually read this? Yes! I don't know if it's intentional that it's supposed to be like this, because it's Bea going on one of her long tangents about random stuff. Should I stay silent? No, there's no reason for that. He's just a friend inquiring about my current state. But if I do not respond, then he will be unsure as to whether he really heard my mattress. However, I must consider that this is Hilbert, who is generally very confident in himself and his answers. Perhaps he will not be uncertain, but even if he is, what advantage would this uncertainty provide? I should give him information freely. Trust is paramount. We are roommates after all. Very well, I have decided. I will say... Yes. Don't stay awake all night. You don't want to be... you don't want to be tired for our training tomorrow. It is not my intention to. Try talking to someone. Hmm? If you're feeling restless, try talking to someone about it. Maybe they could help you sort through your thoughts. Am I not talking to you? No, I'm putting my headphones on. I can't get to sleep with you twisting and turning in bed. Or twisting and turning anyway. I thought he was going to say twisting and turning in bed. Honestly, Unovans. Onion would have such a laugh if he knew that my new dorm was for Unovans and myself. Yeah, because what is it? It's Nate, Hilda, and Hilbert. And I don't think I've ever heard of who the other one is, but by this logic, I'm going to say it's probably... No, wait, it's, Bianca, isn't it? I was gonna say, is it supposed to be Rosa? That way you can have Hilbert, Hilda, Nate, and Rosa? But then I thought about it. No, I'm pretty sure Hilda said that she's still dorming with Bianca. I think. I know they used to dorm together, but are they currently? I don't know. Also, Onion. Should I look up Pokemon Onion? Let me see if something comes up with Pokemon Onion. Pokemon Onion Edition. Alright, it's showing me Bellsprouts and Shroomish. And it's showing me a wiki page for Alistair. I take it Alistair goes by Onion. Bum, bum, bum. Do, do, do. Excuse me. I'm gonna quickly, while I'm on Alistair's wiki, look up B. B takes his place in Stow-on-Side's gym leader instead. Wait, is B one of the version exclusive gym leaders? I know Alistair is. Alright, let me see here. If it says anything about B. Alistair is shown to be a very shy boy, avoiding contact with other people and feeling intimidated by the presence of his other friends, such as B and Ash. Alright. More lore. Pokemon Adventures manga! Yo! He and B alternate on who runs the Stow-on-Side stadium. Alright, cool. One last thing. Stow-on-Side stadium again. Looks like B and Alistair. Okay, so yeah, I guess B and Alistair are the ones who flip-flop. So I take it it's Pokemon Shield that you get... Or no, it's Pokemon Sword that it said B does the thing. So it's Pokemon Shield that gives you Alistair and Melanie. Because I'm pretty sure Alistair and Melanie, which is the Ice-type gym leader from that game, are on the same file. Or on the same game. I don't know. It's a whole thing. Oh yeah, I looked up Alistair, not for this part, because I wanted to find Onion. Let me see if anything pops up for Onion. The same amount of results as B. Oh wait, is his Japanese name Onion? Oh, that's what it is. Alright. And then it says here, Japanese, Italian, and Korean names. Onion, onion, onion. German is Neo, from Onion and Oni. Alright. And English, Brazilian, Portuguese is Alistair, from Allium, or Allium, genus that contains onions, and possibly Alistair Crowley, an English occultist. Alright. I'm learning lore. I love when I learn things from this game. Being shy and intimidated? It me? I mean, Alistair is all about ghost types, Wisp. You tell me. It has been a while since I've called him, hasn't it? What time is it in Galar right now? They're 5 hours behind Kobukan, right? So it should be 7 p.m. I'm sure he'll still be awake. Yo! Once, twice, thrice. Halfway across the world, a small hand clumsily swipes on the screen of a ringing phone. Ghosts. Beetroot? Oh, that's so cute! Beetroot and onion. Oh, I love them. Oh, this is so cute. This is so cute. I love this. Anyway, Beetroot. Onion! I hope I didn't stop you from going to bed. Alistair blearily wipes some sleep out of his eyes. Not an easy task, given the mask. Beetroot, it's 5 a.m. here. Alright, so they're 5 hours ahead, not the other way around like she thought. Oh, so 5 hours behind, but actually, I see. Ghosts. Oh, internet. That's not a good sign. What does that mean? Oh, are you having issues, Wisp? Let me quickly open up Twitch, make sure that's not me that's dying. If that's what the internet internet thing means. Alright, I'm still going. It may be me. Probably me. Yeah, it's probably you. I was worried we'd have another crash. Wow. Wow. So 5 hours behind, but actually I see. Apologies. It's alright. You okay? The fade in with the eyes. You're calling at about midnight. Bit late. Something you want? I shouldn't burden him with my problems. I was hoping you might tell me about your day. You wanted to hear about my day? Yes. I just woke up. Oh, right. Of course. Yesterday then, maybe? Okay. Yesterday in class, I learned about the Kings. Teach said they fought back the darkest day alone. Just the two of them. And they didn't get anything for it either. Where did the heroes go? What do you mean? What they did back then was wicked, but no one'd do anything like that nowadays. If the darkest day happened again, bet no one would even fight it. They'd just let it happen. I asked Mr. Leon who'd protect us, and he said he would. Of course, he's the king of champions. He'd fight for Galar to the bitter end. Galar, okay. But Galar's got people in it. I wonder if you can really help the pieces if you're trying to handle the entire whole. I read a news story. You're such an intelligent boy, always picking up news stories. What was this one about? It's about a Skovit. See, there was a Skovit, and this Skvovit was packing up nuts for the winter. But winter was coming soon, very soon, because the Skvovit didn't do it when he oughta. So he needed a lot of nuts, right quick. He knew he oughtn't to have done it. He oughtn't have done it, but he decided to steal from another Skvovit's tree. Oh no, what happened next? He started stuffing his cheeks full up, more and more nuts, but he couldn't carry them all. So the little thing thought he'd take advantage of its position and started just eating the nuts it couldn't fit. Might as well, since he couldn't take them with him. How rude! Why did the Skvovit not just take multiple trips? I don't know. Teach didn't say that part. Alistair seems troubled. What happened next? He ate so many he became fat. Really fat. Fat enough till he evolved into a Greedent. And then he was too big. Greedent are pretty fat. He couldn't move, so he was stuck in the hollow tree. I need to look up what a Greedent is. I wasn't originally gonna look it up with the first name. Oh, wow. Okay, so this entire time I thought the Pokemon I was talking about was a Greedent. But apparently it's actually... I didn't know there was an evolution to this thing. I've only ever seen Greedent. That's interesting. And then he was too big, stuck in the hollow tree. Oh no! He tried to escape, but he was too squished in. He couldn't move. It was hopeless. And then, the other Skwovet came back. They saw him there and laughed at him. And because he couldn't move, he couldn't feed himself. So, even though he was surrounded by food, he died. That's the story. It's funny because the squirrel gets dead. Up. Onion, do all your stories end with the protagonist dying? Only the ones I like. Well, what did your teacher say the moral of the story was? To not be a greedy Gus. I see. I like those stories, 'cause the bad stuff happens to bad people, and the good stuff happens to good people. It all makes sense. I understand how you feel. Mr. Rose says that says that's called karma. Speaking of, how's the gym? I still don't want to be a leader. Oh, even now? All the people, they're so loud, and they get really upset when I lose. But sometimes, they get really upset when I win too. I don't know. There was a dog barking outside. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's going on. It's probably a little buddy, just getting a bit worked up. You know, this reminds me of a story about a dog I read. A dog Pokemon. It ended up dying, though. So, I'm gonna leave it there. That's nice, Alistair. Cannot hear. Bark, 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 bark. Alright. And the music is too loud. And Mr. Rose wants me to do signatures for 2 hours every weekend. But then the people come up, and they want to talk. And I don't want to talk to them. And I don't want to be rude. But Mum thinks it's good for me. And I don't want Dad to have to be the one to dole. Or be on the dole. Every time I see Alistair's face with those eyes, I always think of, like, Pokemon creepypastas, and how some of the artwork to come out of it looks exactly like it. But then I'm trying to think of stuff, and it's like, I can't think of any specifics, which is very bothersome to me. I guess the closest thing that it reminds me of right now is probably the Unknown from Lost Silver, where it's like, well, this is more from the Friday Night Funkin' that I'm thinking of, because, you know, all the different depictions of Lost Silver, but where it's monochrome, and you're against Ethan or Gold when he's the ghostly boy, and basically when his head comes off, his eye sockets get filled with Unknown, and then it's like 2 pupils, but you can still make out the letters in his eyes. And it's a whole thing. Anyway, it's just a temporary position. At the end of this year, I'll return and take over the gym. Mr. Rose says it takes a lot of money to change the merch when Jimmy drops. He showed me a warehouse full of Alistair plushes. Me plushes. He said if I left the gym, he'd have to get Miss Alina or Alenia to burn all those. Well, that's a nasty trick of him to try and pull on you. He won't burn them. He'll probably just donate them to the Pokemon League Museum in Hammerlock. Sorry, had to do a thing real quick. Now I must re-equip my glasses. Yes, we are ready to return to depressing stories. Alistair, say the one about how the dog died again. That one you made up. Sai, can I sit in your lantern? If you wish, Wisp. It would be an honor to have a traveling companion sat in my lantern. You're gonna be like a fairy in a bottle, but it's a wisp in a lantern. Wouldn't that be nice, Onion? You'd get to be part of Galar's history. I want to leave Galar. What? Why? You did. Yay, thank you. Yeah. Well, yes, but it's our homeland. You left. Well, yes, but it was a part of a larger plan. Leaving was just a step to the bigger picture. I wonder if you can really help the pieces if you try to handle the entire world. Onion. It's happening again. The cycle repeats itself. No. That's a kitty nickname. I'm Alistair now. Gym leader Alistair. I'm gonna become edgy now. I'm depressed. I'm all... Mr. Rose told me. Why do you keep telling me Mr. Rose told you? Mr. Rose, Mr. Rose. Who's this Mr. Rose guy? Is he that rich-looking guy? I assume he's that rich-looking guy. I didn't play Pokemon Sword and Shield, so I don't care enough. Mr. Rose told me I've got a lot of responsibility. He said I should use the same name all the time. Otherwise, the markets get confused. I'm still Beetroot. I need to get away. But I feel like I'm shadow tagged. Like there's something trapping me here. In Galar. In Stow-on-Side. In the gym. It's you. I not like Mr. Rose. Is that because of what's going on in this story point? Or is that because of the character in the story? I'm going to assume it's because of the character in the story. Like in the actual Pokemon. Sorry, I got an itch. Character from game. Pug. Trapped. Just like that fatty green. And every day, the other Skwovet come to the gym and point at me. And cheer and laugh and boo. And I'm stuck. I want to go. Alistair hangs up. And then he fucking dies. You close your eyes and focus on your deep breathing exercises. Oddly, Boot's face surfaces in your mind. Hey, B. Man, it's not often we get to see Boot's full body. I don't know why I always imagine Boot is a lot wider in the shoulders. You'll make it through. You're strong, you know? In every way that matters. And I'm here to help you. Come on, let me help you. Ba-ba-ba-bum. Alright, and now we are... What? Alright, I guess that's my appeal for B, and not B's appeal for me. It would be interesting if Boot looked different based on the impression left. Oh, that would be cool. I get what you're saying. After a moment, the tightness in your chest passes. Good night, Onion, my beloved brother. Sleep well. Young boy Alistair, or young gym leader Alistair, found dead the next morning. I love you, and if you give me just a little more time, I will be your strength. Yo, Brendan, Mace, Sabrina, and Erica are no longer joyful. Pog! Hey, Yellow, I see you got a new hat. Yeah, listen, Yellow looks great without the hat, but honestly, out of her three options of being yellow with hat, yellow without hat and ponytail, or yellow without hat and I forget what the name of the hair that she had before was, where it's like crossing into each other over and over again and then sitting over top her shoulder. Whatever that was. That one is actually my least favorite. So, kinda glad that she got the hat back. Hat is my favorite, and my middle one is ponytail. Anyway. Oh yes, Uncle Wilton, sent me a spare last Sunday. It took a while to get here, though, given the distance. And now we save. I have an itchy head. Hopefully that doesn't entail anything greater. And good morning. Just us here. Ethan's sleeping in. Blue and Leaf left early. Blue's kind of been avoiding me all week. Like, I can get him in a room, but if he sees me walk in, he'll walk to the other side. Any idea what's going on about that? I think he's very conflicted about if he should talk to his grandpa, and seeing you probably confuses him further. I wasn't expecting such a literal answer, but yeah, I guess you're right. Sorry for the subject change, but how's Bianca? You two are both in the nursing course, right? She hasn't been in since. I think this party today will be very good for her. She does so much for everyone else, but when she needs help, who's there to help her? Me! Oh, that's right. She did say you talked with her. She appreciated that. It was the least I could do. Still, with Leaf throwing this party, at least she's got something to take her mind off things for a while. I've heard Leaf's parties can get fairly wild. I hope Leaf can keep things low-key for Dawn and Bianca. I'm sure she can. There's nothing to worry. Wait. This is Leaf. Actually, maybe we should check in on her. That's a good idea. Maybe we could also wake Ethan up. She had a little blush. Did Ethan's words the other day get to you, Yellow? Hmm. And Ethan said he thinks he's in love. Hmm. Though he said that at the battle team stuff. It was a bit out of nowhere. So I don't know if that has something to do with battle team or oh. Was his flirting on Monday more effective than it seemed? No, 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 no. I just don't like seeing him sleeping away all his weekends. Hey, he doesn't sleep them all away. I mean, last weekend he went out into the forest to look for you. Although Leaf did have to drag him out of bed for that. Alright, I see your point. Mind waking him up? I'm going to get some coffee. Sure, I thought you didn't need it though. Not gonna lie, I may be developing a bit of an addiction. There are programs to help with caffeine rehab, you know. Yeah, my current coping strategy is to deny that I have a problem. That's all my health insurance covers. Hmm. Hey, Shu, you want a sip of coffee? Maybe it'll, like, energize you? Wait, is Shu holding it? He's holding a miracle seed, isn't he? Yeah. Also, this is either our last day or tomorrow's our last day. I think Sunday should be our last day. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping they give us the chance to do even one social event. Give us one social event so that I can do Nate's story. Because if I can't, I'm going to have to backtrack so much and then work my way up from who knows how far back in order to get this. And it's going to bother me. Sip. Pikachu. Or maybe you'll just have a spiritual experience. You okay, buddy? Pikachu. Oh, that was a good reaction then. You two? Yup. Ethan's dead. P? I can't, get Ethan up. What do you mean? Well, I can hear him snoring in his room, but I guess I'm not knocking on his door hard enough. You can just go in, just shake him a bit. No, I definitely couldn't. What if he's naked? Or what if he's naked? That's a benefit. He's a handsome guy. Don't make fun of me, I'm shy. Oh, I kind of ship it. Anyway, besides, you shouldn't walk into someone's room without their permission, even if they're not naked. Why are you whispering the word naked? Don't say it so loudly. It's embarrassing. What? Naked? Stop! Dude, it's a perfectly normal word. People use it to describe, like, non-GMO fruit. Non-GMO fruit? What the fuck is non-GMO? What does that mean? What does GMO mean? I don't know if that's a word in Pokemon world or if it's something like life. Genetically modified organism. Non-genetically modified organism fruit. Alright, I'm just gonna take it as that. I'm not gonna do any further research. Anyway, people use it to describe like non-GMO fruit. Besides, even if we were talking about people, I mean, people get naked, you know? It's a fact. Nothing to be embarrassed about. Sometimes people get naked for business. Sometimes people get naked for pleasure. Okay, Boot, maybe you shouldn't be talking to Yellow about this. This is kind of weird. Stop saying naked. My boy! Did someone say naked? Fucking, she just crashed. Oh, Ethan, you're great. You good? She's dead, Jim. Ethan, I might not give you as much attention or like focus as the other characters in this dorm, but man, you have banger moments and I love you for it. Oh, you're so great. Damn, I was really starting to like her. Yeah, and we're going to have to spend the rest of our lives on the run from Blue now. So, no difference for me. He's really not that bad, dude. I know. So, were you just waiting to come in at the appropriate comedic timing? Yeah. I'm impressed by your commitment. Thanks, man. Maybe I should be a comedian when I graduate. Are neither of you gonna check on Yellow? Really? You're on the battle team. I guess I just assumed you wanted to become a Pokemon trainer. I wouldn't say I don't. It's still on the table. Got my whole life ahead of me after all. Anyway, I'm gonna go put my clothes back on. Don't go anywhere. I want to come with you too. I thought that was supposed to be like swim trunks or something, and he was gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go swimming. Is that supposed to be his pajamas? Alright. Sounds good. Nice trunks, by the way. So they are trunks. Yeah, you too. Huh? Am I not wearing pants? Yellow, you alright down there? Zzz. Oh, she actually fell asleep, huh? Dude, I love it. I love it. So I'm thinking here with how things are going, especially after we got more of Yellow's like true feelings out before Nate wiped everyone's memories. Um, when it showed like Yellow and Blue hanging out all the time, I thought that was going to be like the romantic relationship idea. But I think what it's going for might just be platonic, potentially. It's hard to say. You can't really read too much into these things. But it's like I could see it going several different ways. I could see it Yellow and Blue, potential romance, or Yellow and Blue, platonic relation. And the same goes for Ethan and Yellow. Could it lead to something romantic? Maybe. Or maybe it's just going to be teasing with platonic intentions. Or it might actually lead into a dynamic where it's Ethan and Blue having moments of crushing on her. Or Ethan being more assertive and flirty, and Blue just being more Blue. And then it could lead into something like that. Um, but when it comes to that whole thing, I can definitely get behind the Ethan one. I think that's cute, especially with how bold he is and how fucking stone face he'll be. The only downside really would be Leaf. Leaf would basically run interference on it because she's a dick. I vote for Polycule. That is an option, Wisp. However, one of those people is Blue Oak. I don't think he would. I think out of everybody in the dorm, Blue would be the least likely to. I mean, Red, aka Boot, has been very upfront about how much he loves men and women, though he hasn't actually, that has nothing to do with being poly. However, the option had arisen that you, or Leaf will basically tell you, hey, I'm super okay with being poly as long as we can try this. And then he was just like, well, I'll either go along with this plan or not go along with this plan. So, I mean, technically, he's open enough to it. Leaf has already done it and said she's super open to it. Yellow is probably not as likely, but at the very least, she's more likely than Blue. Because with Blue, he's just got way too much going on for himself to allow himself to be in a position like that, I think. And if he did enter a polycule, I think he'd fight for dominance over everyone involved. Anyway, you, Yellow, and Ethan walk across campus to the battle hall, where apparently Leaf is setting up Dawn's party. Wonder what Loaf said to get access to the battle hall for a birthday party of all things. Given how guilty Janine feels about the whole Dawn battle fiasco, probably just it's for Dawn. Probably. I haven't been here since the quarter clashes. I hope it's a bit less scary without all those people in the stands screaming. I'm sure it'll be fine, and then the stands are loaded up with people. Speaking of fine, there's Leaf now. Oh boy. What's Best Girl done? She does not look happy. Oh. Oh, what's going on, Leaf? What did he do? I'm going to kill Dean Drayden. You could try. I'm pretty sure he could bench press your entire family with his pinky, though. What happened? Dean Draymond... His name's Draymond? I thought it was Draymond this whole time. Draymond's cool. Okay, so I guess it's technically not his fault, but I was planning this entire thing around the battle hall being open this weekend. I even asked ahead of time with Lance and Janine, and they said they'd make sure that the battle hall would be unoccupied. But apparently, today of all days, that purple-haired lawyer we saw at lunch on Tuesday needs the entire battle hall to herself. And when I complained, Drayden... Wait. Okay, so Drayden and Draymond are different people, apparently. What? I don't get it. Or is his name like Drayden Draymond? Anyway, said his hands were tied. His hands! The man breaks rules like it's going out of fashion, but now he's listening to some fancy purple-haired woman in a suit? They even got a truck in there. I wasn't supposed to see that, but I had Jigglypuff float me up to a window. A truck? It looked like they were moving something out of it. Or maybe into it? I'm not sure. I didn't stay there for very long. It's Deoxys. Or Azoth 1. Still, I put all this thought into the party, and now Drayden's completely stomped on my efforts. My old roommates are going to be disappointed, and Dawn. She told me this really sad story about her 12th birthday. When I heard it, I practically burst into tears, and I swore I wouldn't let anything ruin this one. Well, why should we let it? Yeah, can't you just... Like, obviously, I don't know what her plans were for the whole thing, but... find somewhere else? What do you mean? Is there any particular reason the party has to happen in the battle hall? That's what I'm curious about. I thought it'd be neat. Full circle kind of moment for Dawn, since she used to be a battle team member. Yeah, but Bianca wasn't in, or no, but Blanca was in the battle hall when she got her dad, and I'm not finishing that thought. Good call. My point is, if the battle hall isn't an absolutely mandatory part of the planning, then we could still turn this around. Boot, you still have that cake, right? Right. It's just in the cooking club's room right now, but I can bring it anywhere you need. Okay, there's a club in town we could go to. Renting it out is a bit pricey, but not impossible. But I think that might be a bit much for Dawn and Bianca. Want to keep it lower key. Bianca really likes plush toys and carnival games. And Dawn likes high art, like sculpture and theater. I'm not seeing a way we can mash these together, though. Well, who says we have to? Hold on, let me look something up. Boop, 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 boop. Sweet. There's a theater nearby showing The Goddess of 1,000 Arms. It's like Arceus. It's an epic musical drama about a priestess who climbs up a mountain dealing with her inner demons the entire way. It's a psychological thriller. Sounds just artsy enough for daybreak, right? That might work. Oh, and then the county fair is going on. They've got like games and roller coasters and all that stuff. We could totally go there with Bianca. Sounds like we're going to have to split up though, unless you think subjecting Bianca to drama of the mountainside is a good idea. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Dawn wouldn't be a big fan of the roller coasters or the crowds at the fair either. Not to be a psychotherapist or anything, but Beata might not be in the mood either. That's a good observation, Ethan. But presenting her the option is important. If she doesn't want to take us up on it, then, well, that's fine. Everyone recovers at their own pace. Dorm 25's most well-adjusted person has spoken. It's canon now. Most well-adjusted? Excuse you, I'm definitely not as well-adjusted as Yellow. Dangerously obsessive about, like, a lot? Yes. I agree with you, but ooh, I sure don't want to. Agreeing with a point that makes you look bad shows strength of character. Please, nothing can make me look bad. It's true, to a degree. She has really put the bar up. Or really low. Well, I guess is it lowering the bar? No, because that seems like an insult. Basically, I'm so biased towards Leaf that it's going to take a lot to make me really dislike Leaf. And that's not a challenge, developers. Keep at it as you have been. Also, what level can you go to? 22, as far as level cap won't suppress. Oh yeah? What about, like, a trash bag? Just a regular old bag of trash with some holes ripped in it. That's high fashion to me, Ethan. Try a bit harder. Dean Drayden's clothes. Well, besides the fact that you could fit 3 of me in them, I think I'd rock them pretty well. Alright, what about my clothes? Oh, I get it. This is just a really long ploy, or a really long run ploy to try and swap clothes with me, for a while, isn't it? You can't prove it. Cute skirt. BT dubs. God, Ethan, you're so weird. And that's coming from me. Weirdness is often correlated with uniqueness. Dorm 25 is, I think, a very unique dorm. It's better than being boring. Hell yeah, it is. And now we at least, we, the least boring students in Kobukan, are going to throw 2 awesome parties for 2 girls who seriously need it. Preach, girlfriend. She's gonna take that in a weird way. He's just saying girlfriend because you're his friend who's a girl, and it's like, yeah, you get a girlfriend. But you're gonna take it like, oh, girlfriend, blah, 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 blah. Or you're gonna be like, hey, don't call me that, we're not dating like that yet. Okay, let's go over the details of the plan. Or she's just gonna ignore it. I seen that reaction though, Leaf. You can't hide it from me. I've sent out invitations. My old dorm mates are coming. I figured Dawn knows May from the coordinator club. And Hilda and Serena are just super nice anyway. If we're trying to get Dawn some new friends, I figured those 3 would be good options. And they already want to help Bianca, so it's best for both worlds. But if we're separating the groups, that means some people are going to go with Dawn and some people are going to go with Bianca. I feel like Serena would be fine to go with Dawn, definitely, because theater thing. And what is it? Ba 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 ba. Who are the people again? There's May. There's Hilda. Actually, were those the only ones who were brought up by name? Text logs. Boo. So May, Hilda, and Serena. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. I don't know. I don't know what this plan is going to actually turn into, but we'll see where it goes. Really hoping we do get to do Nate's mission sometime today, though. Or tomorrow, Sunday, if the game goes to Sunday. Otherwise, I'm going to be salty. Also, I feel really bad because it's like, I could totally understand the perspectives they're coming from. Especially with Bianca just going through it. But then there's Dawn with her whole being Dawn. And then having the whole, fact that her birthday has been split into that. But also, Dawn's a nice person, and I feel like if she was given the context and understood the situation, she'd be a bit more open to it. It's just I feel bad when it's like, oh yeah, it's your birthday, we're gonna throw a party for you, and then also heavily put focus on Bianca to make sure that this is great for her too. I don't know, it makes me feel conflicted about how I would handle this situation. But I'm not gonna get too far into the logistics of it. And I also invited Sharon. Come on, Boot. Stop getting pissy. I've already forgiven Sharon. Alright? It's just you in the game who's scripted to not be over him yet. But it's like Bianca needs him. There's nobody who'd be better fit to be there for Bianca than Sharon. I won't start anything as long as he doesn't. Great. Was worried that this entire plan was going to collapse again when I said that. You think so little of me? You're the nicest guy I've ever met, but, you do kind of hold a grudge. No, I don't. The game just forces me to. What? Really? Holding grudges is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Nah, that's voodoo. I don't think I'm a vengeful guy. I mean, I even apologized to Blue on Thursday. About the whole meteorite shard thing. Ah, Yellow is surprised. Great, that's progress. And now I get why he was so happy Thursday afternoon. I was wondering what had snapped him out of his funk. We made a difference for Blue. He was happy? How can you tell? There's this weird thing he does where the corners of his mouth bend upwards. Sounds fake. Might be, but I'm still going to sell tickets to see it. Guys, focus up. Dawn's birthday, remember? I remember. Alright, so let me think for a moment. The invitations will be calling people out to the battle hall, since that's where I thought this was going to happen. We'll wait until everyone gets there, then split the party, literally, and go our separate ways. I think Dawn might actually prefer that. She's in class with Hilbert, but I don't think she knows any of Bianca's other roommates. She might be overwhelmed. Dawn's group will go to the theater Ethan mentioned, and Bianca's group will go to the fair outside of the city. Then, at 4 p.m., we'll all meet back here on campus, give Dawn our presents, and share the cake that Boot made. Sounds good? Something's gonna go wrong. A bunch of stuff is gonna go wrong. I am not putting it past anything that something happens to that cake. That's like the biggest story thing that always happens in these situations. Something's gonna happen to the cake. Or even the cake's gonna be fine when we get there, but then it's like when we actually present it and everything, something's gonna go wrong with it and then make everyone sad. Anyway, sounds like a 100% classic Leaf plan. Unrelated! Dude, it's a Saturday. The last 2 Saturdays in the game have been like some of my favorite moments in the past 2 weeks, like the 2 in-game weeks, in the entire game. So I'm hoping for 3 on this, because that would be sick. Anyway, sounds like a 100% classic Leaf plan. I'm not sure what that is, but alright. Hey, you're not going to make us put our hands in and do one of those cheesy 4-person fist bump or anything, are you? She totally was. Well, I sure am now. Oh, never mind, she wasn't. Kinda a shame Blue isn't here, though. But put 'em in, Dorm 25. To friends and fun, Dorm 25. This is so incredibly corny. Dorm 25. Inspirational message. For gold and glory. Rock and stone. Let's split up. Dorm... Oh, I love it. They're so stupid. Anyway, let's split up. Okay, I realize that that's the plan, but there had to be a better way to say that. Why choose good word when time's short and bad word work also? Love 'em or hate 'em, man's spittin' facts. Ethan gets me. If no one else gets me, Ethan gets me. Oh, I love it. Rockin' stone. Rockin' stone to the bone. It's too late. Boots become, Ethanized. We're going to have to amputate. I have a bone saw. Jesus Christ, Yellow. What happened to you being like the most normal person? For gold and glory. Not sure where the gold's coming from, but this'll definitely be glorious. Yeah, I'm not sure where the gold's coming from either. What do you mean? It's Ethan Gold. Come on. Does the first one make any sense? Because I actually haven't... Oh yeah, inspirational message. Wow, you're terrible at this. I love it. It's nice to be appreciated. Oh, I love it. It's all cute. Oh, I love it. Oh, I'm having so much fun. Ooh, this is a new angle. The 4 of you have returned to the battle hall, waiting for Dawn's party guests to arrive. In order to pass time, you've turned towards various games. And that's Toe. I win again. Good try, Yellow. Tic-tac-toe. She has the hat off. I don't get it. It's literally tic-tac-toe. How do you keep winning? King of games, like I said. I know there's some rule he's following to keep winning like this. It's more of a character flaw that I'm exploiting. What do you mean? Hey, is it cool if I go first again? I mean, you've gone first the past 3 times. Yeah, but like, please? Oh, that's what it is? Because she's too kind. Oh, alright. Maybe I could go first next time, though? Yeah, we'll consider that. Oh, I get it. Hey, stop bullying Yellow. You were totally fine with it a second ago. Well, that's just because I wanted to know how you were doing it. I know now, so you... Hey, interrupting anything? Nope, just Ethan being a... King of games. Cool. I'm the first one here? Of course you are. You always were. You had a to-do list bigger than any of our schedules, but you always got everything done sooner than the rest of us, too. I never realized how how good I had it with you as a dorm mate. I love these new guys, but besides Yellow, they're kinda hopeless when it comes to keeping the dorm running. We might have an easier time if you did any of the chores. Same, I missed you. Dorm 251 isn't the same without you. I dormed with Hilbert because I figured he needed it, but I forgot that would mean I'd have to live with him. Don't know how you managed it, Boot. At least I've learned a few tricks over the years. He's alright, just don't talk to him before 7 and put the little pieces of rubber on the door to dampen the impact when he slams it. Oh, you figured out the rubber thing too? Yeah, still got a bunch of them in case you want some extras, if he wears them out. It's more of a question of when he wears them out. Oh, they're bringing Licia. Oh. Or Licia's staying glued to May. Speaking of wearing them out. May, so glad you can make it. Did the Coordinator Club release the clutches upon you? A little bit? See, Liz, I told you it's a real party. Prior commitment. Can't do anything about it. Well, Dawn did say that today was her birthday. Alright, I believe you. But I'll expect to see you in the contest hall extra early on Monday. Yes, Liz. Thanks for throwing this party for Dawn, everyone. I think she'll really appreciate it. She told me this story about her 12th birthday and, well, frankly, I'm surprised she's still willing to have another. It's really gonna suck that we're gonna divide it, though. That's the part I feel bad about. Dawn's all depresso and has had sad things happen to her. And then the party's gonna be like, yeah, Dawn, this party's for you. Anyways, half the party, we're gonna go do this thing with Bianca. Other half of the party, we're gonna go do this thing with Dawn. It's a mess. Suppose you can't help getting older, though. Shit, you okay? Licia's always running after Brendan and I, and Brendan runs faster. No loyalty in matters of contests or battles, I guess. Bonjour! Buongiorno? Giorno? Buongiorno. Hola. I don't know what that says. Ethan, I don't know what that says. Also, I only just saw the message saying, I want a bone saw. I know I'm a bit late on that. I don't know why you want a bone saw, but I sure hope someday you get a bone saw. It's good to be amongst you again. Reminds me of simpler days. Yeah, and you guys finally have a chance to catch up with each other again. We're pretty caught up, actually. Serena's our connector. Yes, I have fire classes with May and dark with Hilda, so there's little catching up to do. I guess I'm the odd woman out then. The only one who doesn't have some bond to the old dorm. Well, not entirely, right? You're taking normal classes now, right? And Bianca is there, plus Bianca and Hilda are still roommates, so... If someone already has a bone saw, does that make them a bone seam? Yes! Oh, I just put my foot in my mouth, didn't I? Nah, we need to cross the bridge eventually. So, does anyone know if Bianca's planning on coming? It'd be really great if we got the whole dorm together, but if she's, you know, not in the mood. She was still in bed when I left the dorm. She said she was planning on coming, but, I mean, no one could blame her if she skipped out, you know? Don't mean to butt in, but, are Yellow Boot and I actually invited? Well, I was invited by Dawn. Did he just get two people's names right in the same sentence? Wait!